In today's game, for the primary force, we have Mephiston, and he's leading 2 Assault Marine squads. This one has a plasma pistol, power axe, and a storm shield. This squad has dropped their jetpacks, and he has a power fist with a storm shield. And there's a guy with a flamer, and they took a land raider with the hurricane bolters, assault cannon, multi-melta, and storm bolter. And then there's one sanguinary priest hanging out with them. And then for the allied force, we have Grey Knights. This captain is going to be proxying an Ordo Xenos with 2 servo skulls, and he's got the psychotrope grenades, power armor. We have, for the troops choice, we have 10 Terminators. They're all going to have swords, except for the guy who actually has the hammer. He's going to have the hammer. And then we have the Nemesis Dread Knight with the heavy cannon, heavy incinerator, and a sword. And then a Storm Raven with assault cannons, heavy bolter, hurricane bolter, side-bolt ammunition. And they have side-bolt ammunition. And, for the Elite's choice, then they have the Vindicare Assassin. Okay, and on the guard side, we have Commissar Yarrick, and with him is going to be 2 veteran squads. This veteran squad is going to have Harker, that's that silver model, 3 sniper rifles, and a heavy weapons team with the las cannon. This veteran squad is going to have a sergeant with a power fist, a plasma pistol, 2 grenade launchers, a melta-gun, and a heavy weapons team with a las cannon. We're going to have 2 scout sentinels with missile launchers. We have 2 stormtrooper squads, and 9-man each, and that squad also, one guy's going to be a flamer, and that is going to proxy Guardsman Marbo. We have 1 Chimera with a multi-laser, heavy stubber, heavy bolter. We have the Lehman Russ battle tank with las cannon on the front and heavy bolters. We have the Vanquisher, las cannon on the front and heavy bolters. And then we have an Eradicator with plasma cannons on the side and a las cannon on the front. And then we're going to have 2 Vendettas. This one's Valkyrie is going to be proxying a Vendetta. And that is a 2,000 point Imperial Guard list. Our game type is the Crusade, and we rolled and we had 3 objectives with Dawn of War deployment. So we stuck 2 of the objectives right there next to the hill, and one of them over there, and a little bit more, over there behind the statue. And we decided the statue is going to be an Imperial statue, so either side is within 3 inches of the statue, they get Fearless. On the Blood Angel side, we decided to deploy in a giant pile right there, and of course the Storm Raven has to go into reserves. On the Guard side, we have 1 of the Stormtroopers there, Veteran Squad there, the Annihilator, or the Eradicator, excuse me, Battle Tank, Chimera, everything's kind of lined up over there. Both of these Stormtrooper squads are going to take the Reconnaissance attribute, so they will have Scout and move through cover. And we're going to attempt to see if the Blood Angels steal first turn. And they do not, so we'll be back after Guards turn 1. Okay, after the Guards turn 1, the Veteran Squad and the Stormtroopers moved up. The Veterans are taking that objective. The Eradicator shot at the Terminators, but because they were shooting through the Assault Marines, I got a cover save, so only 1 died. Over there, that Chimera moved up, and those Stormtroopers moved up, and they fired at some guys, and they did manage to kill off a couple of Assault Marines, so that's about it. The battle tank fired at the Land Raider and did not manage to do anything, and the Vanquisher fired at the Nemesis and did strip off a wound. On to Blood Angels, turn 1. Okay, Blood Angels turn, we moved up, such as that. The Nemesis and the Terminators ran because they were out of range for everything. The Vindicare Assassin, which you can kind of see between the trees, shot at the Eradicator and missed. The Assault Marines and Mephiston shot their plasmas at that Chimera and missed, and then they failed their charge range. So all in all, the Land Raider fired his multi-melta with the Powder Machine Spirit at that and missed. And the Hurricane Bolters and the Assault Cannon fired at this Veteran Squad and killed 1 sniper. So all in all, Blood Angels turn 1, we killed 1 sniper. On to turn 2. After the top of the second turn, the Stormtroopers moved up, the Chimera moved over, and the Sentinels is the only thing that came in from reserves, and they outflanked on the wrong sides. They're all the way over there. But all this shot at those Assault Marines and finished them off, and they tried to take out a few wounds from Mephiston and did not. The Eradicator did scatter and kill a couple of Terminators. Battle Tank took out a couple of Terminators. Vanquisher shot at the Land Raider, but he forgot to pivot, so he could only fire the top gun and it missed. Snipers fired at the Nemesis and did manage to take off a wound. This Stormtrooper squad fired at it, but did not manage to wound. And I think that's it. Oh, yes, the Sentinel fired his missile, hit the Assassin, and he failed his invuln save, and he died. On to Blood Angels turn 2. Okay, at the end of Blood Angels turn 2, the Land Raider moved up and shot his assault cannons and hurricane bolters and storm bolter at the Stormtroopers, who they did lose a few, and then they failed their leadership, so they are fleeing. The Nemesis moved up, did his heavy incinerator, and completely annihilated that veteran squad. He did try the multi-melta at the Leman Russ and failed. The Terminators fired at that Stormtrooper squad. Mephiston actually jumped in behind the tree and fired at them, and they did all but, I think, 3 were still alive. Then Mephiston charged into the assault and finished them off, and then for his consolidation, he moved in behind the tree to hide as the cowardly guy that he is. Alright, that is the end of turn 2. On to turn 3. Okay, at the end of the Guard's turn 3, he got the Vendetta in, who shot at the Terminators and did not manage to do anything. Marbo came in and shot at the Dread Knight, and the Dread Knight made his invuln save, so he's fine. The 2 Sentinels fired at Mephiston, and he made his armor saves, and he's fine. The Vanquisher fired at that, and the veteran squad inside of that fired at the Land Raider, and they managed to strip all but 1 hull point gone. The big funny move of the day was the Eradicator fired his cannons at the Terminators and did kill 3, but on his sponson on the side, he did get hot. And on the previous turn, he had gotten hot twice and took 2 hull points, and that was his 3rd. So he wrecked himself. The Blood Angel army did not hurt him at all. And that's it for Guard's turn. It's on to Blood Angels turn 3. Okay, Blood Angels turn 3. The Storm Raven moved in, shot at the Chimera, took off a couple wounds, and he assault cannoned into the Vendetta and did manage to strip off a hull point. He's down to 2. Land Raider shot his Hurricane Bolters and wrecked the Chimera, and then his assault cannon multi-melta fired at and stripped off a couple of hull points and did manage to remove a weapon. These guys disembarked so they could take that objective. Nemesis fired all of his junk, finished off those Stormtroopers. These guys are the ones who popped out of that Chimera. They got shot at by the Terminators, didn't do a whole lot, but strip off a wound or 2 off of Yark, and then Mephiston jumped into the assault and went toe-to-toe with Yark and did kill Yark, but we have yet to see if he's going to come back, and that is the end of Blood Angels 3, on to turn 4. Okay, the end of the Guard's turn 4. This one came in automatically, moved up there, shot at, and destroyed the Storm Raven. The other Vendetta went ahead and flew off the table, so he went back into reserves. That battle tank and that battle tank, or Vanquisher, shot at that and managed to wreck it, but they didn't manage to get any of the scatter to head over there and to kill off any of them. Marbo shot at him again, but he made his invuln save. Those 2 guys shot at the Terminators, but they made their armor save. Mephiston won that close combat with the veteran squad, not really surprisingly, and he moved up to go pop one of those tanks. So right now the Blood Angels are looking good. We have that objective, but it's still anybody's game. On to Blood Angels, turn 4. Okay, the Inquisitor and the Terminators moved over the objective a little bit. The Nemesis moved over. He's kind of getting, hopefully, where he needs to be to do some protecting. They did shoot at and kill Marbo, so he is gone. Mephiston jumped into close combat with that and did his sanguine sword and failed the psychic test and actually took a wound from that, and then he failed to do any wounds on that Leman Russ. So that was it. Blood Angel's turn 4 is over. On to turn 5. Okay, both Vendettas came in hover mode. One came on the table, one just put himself in hover mode. This one fired at the Assault Marines and killed a couple. This one fired at Mephiston, but he was getting a cover save from that Leman Russ, just barely. He did make some of the saves, and then that one fired at Mephiston. He's down to 1 wound, almost got him done. Battle Tank fired over here and managed to kill 1 Terminator. Those Sentinels are making a run for the border so they can get Line Breaker. We did forget to run to see if those Assault Marines were fleeing. Roll that real quick. And they are. So we'll be back after Blood Angels turn 5. These guys, after fleeing 6 inches, then regrouping and moving back up and running, they've retaken the objectives. So they got no problems. They're camping over the objectives. The Nemesis moved forward, tried to get in this charge range and did not make it. The Mephiston charged into Leman Russ, rolled a psychic power to get himself sword, and gave himself another perils and died. So Mephiston is dead. This is the end of turn 5, so we're going to roll to see if the game ends. 1 or 2, the game ends. It's a 6. We continue on to turn 6. Okay. End of turn 6. We went ahead and did both together. This Vendetta moved over to get a better shot at them and got himself immobilized. This one moved over, shot at the Terminators and squad. There's only 1 Terminator left alive. These guys got shot at over there, lost a guy, fled again, ran over here and decided to go ahead and assault that, but did not manage to bring it down. We just stripped a couple of hull points. He's stunned, shaken, and immobilized. The Nemesis is down to 1 wound. They did manage to kill him, and he came up and he popped the battle tank. So right now, Imperial Guard have 2 Vendettas alive, but they can't move. That is still alive, that is still alive, and they have Linebreaker. We're going to roll to see if the game continues to turn 7. And it's a 1, the game ends, and it is going to be a victory for the Blood Angels because we have 3 points